Hello guys, and welcome to the last video of learning full application development with using Python PyQt5. And in this video series we were making this application with using our Python Qt Designer and PyQt5. In previous videos we have already made this application, and in this video we are going to make the package of the application, and then we will make the standalone application with using some other tools. So before starting today's video, you will have to install two things. The first thing is CXFreeze we are going to use. So for that you will have to open your command prompt and type here the command for CXFreeze pip install cx-freeze, and it will install the latest version of CXFreeze in your computer. I have already installed this, that's why it is saying requirement already satisfied. And after installing CXFreeze, you will have to install one more tool, that is InnoSetup. And for that you just have to go to your web browser and search here for InnoSetup. I am going to use the InnoSetup for making the standalone application. So you can download it from here. This is the official website jrsoftware.org, and you can download from any of the random site, US site or Netherlands site. These are three sites here, and you can download, and after downloading just open it and give the language, in which language you are willing to install it, accept the agreement, next, and install. I have already installed, that's why I will just cancel it. And let's start making the setup file using CXFreeze. If you are not so familiar with the CXFreeze, then you can watch the video showing above in this video, in which we have elaborated how can we make the setup file, what are the means there, and how can we make the package using CXFreeze. But we will see that here also. So let's see how can we make the setup file with using CXFreeze. And guys, before starting the writing of the script file for the setup.py for CXFreeze, let me show you one feature of my application. As you can see, this is the application designed by me, and it is running on my computer, and it starts, as you know, it starts always when my computer starts. So let me open it again. It is already open, and let me try to open it again, and you will see that it is saying DigiClock is already open. Okay, my application name is DigiClock, and it is giving the prompt that DigiClock is already open. It will not open again. Okay, but let me show you in this application. This is Qt calculator made by me, and it is opened here. Let me open it again, then you will see that it is opening again. Okay, so here you can see that this application has not the feature of checking that it is already opened or not, but in this I have applied this. So for that, let me show you how can you make this. And for this, let me go to our main script file, and here I will import Win32 GUI first. So I'll use here import Win32 GUI, and using this Win32 GUI I will check that my application is opened or not. Okay, so I will check here with using this. Suppose I will name it as window name. Okay, and I will check from Win32 GUI dot find window. Okay, and first argument I will pass as none, and second I will pass my application name. So what is our application name? If you will go under our setup file, where is our application title name? It might be here, right? It is from here. Let me change it to, suppose clock app. Okay, so suppose this is the application name. Okay, so our window title will be clock app, and now I can check here that Win32 GUI, if it is clock app, if it will find clock app, then it will prompt that it is already opened. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I'll just go to my browser and let me show you on pipey.org. Pipey.org, there is one feature, there is one module here called PyAuto GUI. So let me search here for PyAuto GUI. I have already made one tutorial for PyAuto GUI, so you can see it is showing out on the top. So here you can install PyAuto GUI with this command, pip install PyAuto GUI, and it has some of the features like pyauto.gui.alert, pyauto.gui.confirm, prompt and password. Okay, this is basically 2 lines of codes which open the dialog box on your applications, and it does not need any of the other imports. It basically uses Tkinter. Okay, so I can use this for prompting. You can also use PyQt in your application because you have already imported PyQt 5, right? So, but as you can see, this is only 2 lines of code, so I can use this also. So for that, what I will use, let me open like this, suppose alert. I'm using this as alert. Okay, so I can just copy it and let me import PyAuto GUI first. So I'll use import PyAuto GUI. I have already installed PyAuto GUI, that's why I'm just importing. You can use pip install PyAuto GUI and it will install. So now I can use this command. Okay, so let me cut it out again and paste it here. I'll check that if win name, if win name will be found, then it will prompt pyauto.gui.alert and it will say that clock app is already opened. Okay, so now it's done. So this is the prompt. Okay, so let me save it and let me run this. So it is running. Let me close my previous one. This is my previous one. Let me close it. So now this is opened here. Okay, and now try to open this again, and for opening this again I cannot use this because it is already occupied the IDLE. So I'll just go into my directory and I will directly double click to open with CMD, and as you can see, when I'm opening with CMD, it is giving the prompt that clock app is already opened. Okay, because this is already opened here. Now let me close it. Let me run again, and you will see that okay, there is one problem. There is one problem here. What is the problem? That as you can see, where is our exit button? Where is our exit button, which is just exiting our application? This is our exit button, right? And if you will go into add functions, is there any add functions? Okay, here save.exitButton.click.connect, I am directly calling save.close, but it is not good. For the correct closing, I'll use here one exit method. Okay, and under this I will say that sys.exit and self.close. Okay, and I will pass this one self.exit here. Okay, now it is correct. Now let me run it, and it is opening here. Okay, so we are doing our best. So it is running now, and we can directly double click on this for opening with CMD, and it is again opening. Let me try to open it again, and it is saying that clock app is already open. Okay, and now let me close it, and after closing it, you can see it is opening again. So everything is running fine here. Now let me make the script file with using cxfreeze, and for making I have already made one setup file here, and I will elaborate to you that how can you use this setup file for making the standalone application with using cxfreeze. So this is the setup file for the cxfreeze. I have imported cxfreeze and sys module here, and I'm checking that if sys.platform is win32, then base will be win32 GUI, and here I'm passing here what is our main application file name. Okay, main Python file name is our myclockapp.py. okay, and I have collected some of the icons here. As you will see in our directory, I have setup file, icon file, setup-icon file, small_dg_log bmp file. Okay, so I will use these three things in our application. So what I will do, let me elaborate this now. These are clear. Shortcut name, copyright, icon, base, these are clear. Now build X options is one dictionary, and under this dictionary this is the key, and under this packages key I will have to import all the things which are necessary for our application. Okay, you have to pass all the things which are necessary to your application, and include files is all the files or folders which is in your current directory. As you can see, I have passed readme.md. I have not made this, so I can remove this. If you need this, then you can make this. I have the icons folder, so I have imported icons. I have test folder, so I have imported test, and I want to add icon.ico also, so it is imported. I have to use style.py, so it is also used. And next one is excludes. Under excludes, you will pass all the modules which are not necessary for your application, and with using this excludes, your application size will be smaller. Okay, as you can see, I have excluded PySide2, Matplotlib, SciPy, NumPy, Pandas. All these are installed in my current computer, and I am just excluding these so that it will not be included in our application, and our application size will be smaller. Now under includes, we are passing all the modules again that which are necessary. Cause suppose some of the applications are in excludes, suppose Matplotlib is in excludes and NumPy is necessary for my application, and both the modules are interconnected. That's why you will have to pass the NumPy in includes if you are passing Matplotlib in excludes. That's why I have included here something just for your hint. Okay, so now optimize is 2. Now you can use optimize is equal to 1 and 2. It is just for optimizing your application. And name, I will pass here what will be the name of our application. Okay, so I can name it anything, like I have used here clock app. I have made already clock app, and author I have passed. Options are buildx. Buildx will be this whole dictionary, and bdist msi. If you are willing to make bdist msi, that means the a standalone application with using cxfreeze, then this will be necessary, but we are going to make the msi with using InnoSetup, so these are not necessary. Now version I am passing as 1.0. description is something like this, so I can name here again clock app, and executables will be executables, that means this executables. So I have made the setup file, and now time to make the application with using this setup the file. And for that, let's go to our current directory and type here cmd and under this command prompt I will pass python setup.py. I am running setup.py and passing the argument as build. Now it is making the application with using this setup.py script. So just wait for a second. So now it is created, and let me refresh my current directory, and you will see that it has made one build folder, and under build folder there is one exewin AMD file with the Python extension. Python is 3.9, so it will be 3.9. If you are using Python 3.7, then it will be Python 3.7, and here all the application files are here. So you can now remove all the Python files because these are not necessary. So I can remove this style.py file, and my current application will be this my clock app. Now let me double click on it, and it is opening here. Okay, so this is now my application. Now let me run it again, and it is printing that clock app is already open. Now let me close it, and okay, let me close it and open it again. So it is opening. Let me open it again. So it is opening. So this is correct now. Now what I have to do is, let me make the setup file for this application, because this is the folder. This is the folder which you can see. This is here. This is the folder of the application, but I have to convert this into the setup file, so that when user will click on the setup file, then it will ask something and it will install in your chosen directory. Okay, so let me make with InnoSetup. Let me open InnoSetup compiler. I have already installed this, and let me open it. If you have installed, then you can install it, or otherwise just install and continue. So here this is the window for the InnoSetup compiler, and I will choose here create a new script file using the script wizard. Okay, if you are not familiar with the InnoSetup, then you can use this. Okay, this will be the easiest way. So I'll use here next, and this is asking for the application name. So my application name will be clock app. Okay, and you can pass the versions. I can pass 1.0 application publisher. So we can pass here our YouTube channel name, and now we can pass here the website. So we can pass here our YouTube channel website. Okay, and now let me click on next. Now it is saying that application destination folder, where you want to make the setup file as where will be the application installed. So it is by default in program files folder. Okay, and application folder name, what will the folder name for the application. Okay, if you are willing to make in clock app, then you can pass it here, and I want to install this in my another app folder CID softwares, and I will pass the forward slash. So it will firstly make this folder, and then this folder, and then it will install the clock app there. So I can click on next, and now let me pass here the executable file name. So let me go to my desktop, in my clock wizard tutorial, build this exe, and let's select my clock app.exe file which we have made. Now let me add the files. What are the files which are necessary? So we will need all the files, so I can select all excluding my application. So these are now collected here. Now add the folders. So we'll have to go to our clock wizard tutorial, build, and then this, and we can select icons. Okay, click on X. Now select the last one, that is the folder. Let's click on edit, and it will be in icons folder, so I can pass here the subfolder icons. Okay, and we can do the same for all the folders. So we can go here under build, under lib, and select, and we can edit this lib, and we can pass the subfolder as lib, and we can do the same for another one, and another one is test. This is not necessary, you can remove this pyqt5.usc.widget plugins. This is not necessary, you can remove it. So now test, and now select, edit, and it is what? Test. So I can pass the subfolder as test, and now click on next, and this is our file type and name. So this will be clock app file, so let me change it as CID softwares, and the extension I want as exe. Okay, so now click on next, next, and what is the license file? If you want to add here the license file, so you can add here the license file. This is the information file before installation, this is the information file after installation. So let me open any license file. So for that, let me create one license file here. Suppose we are making one text file, and I will name it as license. Okay, and now let me open it, and let me here say that it is license file for clock app. Okay, like this you can pass any message, any of the license here. You can also make license.md. okay, so now this is not the license file, and I can select this, and open it. So this will be the license file. You can add before installation information, after installation information. I don't want to add these things, so I can leave this, and next. And now this is asking for the install mode. I want the default, then click on next. I want only English language. If you want to make the setup file for another language too, so you can select these languages, and now click on next, and it is asking that where will be the setup file. Okay, so I can browse here and say that let me give me at desktop, and what will be the setup file name? Setup file name will be like this, clock app setup. Okay, and what will be the icon for the setup? I can select here icon as this one. Okay, so let me click here, and you can also select this one here, right? Setup icon. This will be the setup icon. Okay, this is different from the icon of the application. And setup password you can pass here if you want. Then next, and now next, and finish. So this is the code, and it is asking that would you like to compile the new script now? No, I will make more changes here. Okay, so this is the script file, and now what I will do is I will come here under wizard below that wizard style, and I will add some more things, like I'll use here wizard image file. Okay, under this wizard image file, let me pass one image file which will be at the as the background. So what I will do, I'll go into my D drive, and here one thumbnail is already there, so I can just copy its path. Okay, and I can paste it here like this, and let me pass here again wizard small image file, a small image file, and here I'll pass the logo of the setup file. So as you can see in my desktop, this clock widget tutorial, I have made a small Digi logo, right? So I can copy its path, and I can paste it here. So finally it is now completed. Okay, and now if you want you can save it. So let me save it first, and let me save here like this, a script file. Okay, like this. And now let me save, and you can press on this icon. This is the compile icon. Okay, so let me click on this because it is being used by another process. Okay, which is using this, maybe this command prompt. Okay, so now it is being done. So finally it's made, and if you are willing to install with using this window, then you can click on here run, and it will install in your computer. Okay, it is saying that bitimage is not valid. What we have done the mistake, we have passed here one PNG file for the image file, so it is not required. I cannot pass the PNG file, it supports only BMP file, so I will have to pass here one BMP file. Okay, so for right now what can do is just open my D drive, and we can open it with Paint, and with using this I can convert this into BMP file, save as BMP picture, and I can make it like this. Okay, and now let me open it. It is saved in pictures, so I can click on pictures. This is here, and you can see that it is opening here. Okay, so now I can just copy its path and I can paste it here. So this is not done here. Okay, now let me make it again. Now it's making. Let's wait. Now finally it's made. So now let's install it. So we can also install this thing from our setup file. You can see this is the setup file which is made by InnoSetup, and it is of only 72 MB. Okay, so we can directly double click on it, and it is saying that I have to accept the agreement, and this is the license agreement we have made in our license file. So click on next, and it is saying that it will be installed in CIT Software's Clock app. You can browse to change the directory, and now it is saying that 254 MB is required for the installation, and click on desktop shortcut, click on next and install this. So it is now installing. Let's wait. And at the time of installing, it will ask you to allow something, so you will have to allow this. Without allowing this thing, your application will not open automatically when your computer will start. So please allow it if you are willing to. Okay, so now finally it is installed and it has created the shortcut named Clock app. So if you will click on finish and launch app is not ticked, so Clock app will be opened automatically. So it is opened now and it is working fine. As you can see, I'm opening my computer, playing the music, opening the email, opening the internet. So all the things are working fine. I can also check here that just double click on this setup file, and it is saying that Clock app is already open. God, it is already open. So please close it first. And now let's open it again, and it is opening again with the default theme. I can show you that where it is installed. So it is installed in Clock app folder, and this is our application files. Okay, and there is uninstalled 000 application file, and you can uninstall this setup with double clicking on it. You can also uninstall it through program files, but my screen recorder is not allowed to show you the sensitive things of my computer, so I will uninstall from here, and let me click on S, and it is uninstalling all the things. Is uninstalled, and you will see that only my default DigiClock which I have installed earlier, this is my current directory, and I can open it. So I hope guys you have enjoyed this video series. See you in next video. Thanks for watching.